What's going on, ladies and gents? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. I'm in the podcasting studio right now. I feel like I'm recording a podcast. Anyways, today's vlog is going to be a little bit different. Rather than doing like a lifestyle type vlog, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and that is kind of like sustainability of dieting, how to make a diet sustainable in the first place, how to cycle down, how to cycle up, and just kind of dive into that, because I think there's a lot of questions surrounding that. I think there's a lot of misinformation surrounding that topic. So let's dive in to how to make a diet sustainable. All right. First things first. I don't want this to be confused with yo-yo dieting. Yo-yo dieting is like when you go way up in calories, you binge eat, then you starve yourself, then you're back and forth, back and forth. That's the main reason I never advocate, padding your macros, or like if you eat your macros in excess on Monday, don't like try and compensate by slacking on your macros on Tuesday and eating less than desired. Like, just get back on track, get back on point, and stick to it as effectively as possible. But that's yo-yo dieting. We're not talking about that. I want to talk about, I don't really know what the term for this would be, so I'm just going to coin a new one. We're going to call this savage cycling because that just sounds fitting. So what is savage cycling? Basically, it's just how to make a diet sustainable. So you have a set number of calories, right? You can taper down on those. You can increase calories if you're in a surplus trying to build, but it's kind of like a finite thing. Like, you can't increase calories indefinitely or you'll wind up looking not good. And you can't decrease calories indefinitely or you'll wind up looking also not good. So there's kind of like a threshold there. When you decrease your calories, your body is going to respond by slowing its metabolism. When you increase calories, your body's going to respond by increasing its metabolism. That's kind of like it comes with it. So like when you diet down for a competition or something and your metabolism slows down, a little of that is to be expected. Totally natural, totally normal. It's okay. But you have to do so within like healthy range. You can't drop your calories so much that it screws up your metabolism for the long term, and you can't increase your calories so much that it taxes your system for the long term. Like, there's a healthy window of eating there. And that's going to vary dramatically from individual to individual. So let's say you are dieting down, you want to lose body fat, and let's say you're kind of on the heavier side, you have quite a lot of body fat to lose, and you start dropping your calories all the way. Let me preface this conversation with, this whole time there are a lot of other variables at play besides just calories. Calories are not the end-all be-all. Hormones matter, food quality matters, genetics matter, all that stuff matters. I just like to touch on calories because that's something that we have relative good control over comparatively. Like, I can't change my genetics, for instance. But with regards to dropping your calories to lose body fat, if you have a lot to lose, there's going to be a point in which you probably have not yet reached your fat loss goal, but yet you've run out of calories. So you're going to have to cycle your calories back up, kind of reset your metabolism, reset your hormones, give yourself more runway, more of a surplus to taper from going forward. That's important. You can't just cycle down, cycle up indefinitely. Like, there is a finite number of calories. You run out of runway eventually. So the idea and concept of cycling your calories, cycling your macros is very, very important. And again, this is going to be different for each individual. It depends how high your calories are to start, how low your calories are to start, how much time, how fast you taper, how gradual you taper or increase. So keep that in mind. For me, typically, I will diet down and decrease my calories anywhere from about 3 to 4 or 5 months. I don't typically drop for 6 months unless I'm going very, very gradually. That's just a long time to be dropping in a caloric deficit, so I don't necessarily recommend doing that. But I will typically decrease my calories for like a competition, for instance, for about 4.5 or 5 months. Then I'll increase my calories gradually, get to a maintenance level, kind of let it sit there for a little bit, and then increase above that to be at a surplus to be able to build muscle. And then I'll kind of play around with that, and I'll not really be in a deficit when I'm trying to build muscle, but I'll return to baseline and then increase again and return to baseline and increase again. A little bit of fluctuation like that, whether you're trying to build muscle or lose body fat, is key because it keeps your body guessing. Like, there's a lot to be said for that. I kind of touched on homeostasis in yesterday's vlog. If you keep your calories at a set point for far too long, your body's not going to change. Like, why would it change? Like, you're giving it what it's comfortable with, and it's just not going to change from that. Or if you've dropped your calories way too drastically and you're at I'll get female clients oftentimes make this mistake. They have way too low of a caloric intake, like sub 1,000 calories, which is crazy low. And some men too, but usually more women. Sub 1,000 calories, and they're not losing any body fat. Their body's like totally fighting back. Like, they're in survival mode right now. They're not going to drop any body fat because everything they consume, their body's going to hold on to and turn that into like stored energy, aka fat, because they're like in such a deficit that their body is literally hanging on for dear life. And that's not sustainable. It's not healthy. It's not recommended. It's not good. Which is why you have to increase your calories enough so that your body kind of resets itself. And the longer you're in a damaged metabolic state, a damaged caloric, level, the longer it's going to take for your body to repair that level. That's why it's always important to stay within a healthy window no matter what your goal is, whether it be to lose body fat or build muscle. Another thing with regard to goal, always pick one or the other. Don't try and do both. Like, you're going to accomplish a little bit of both just by default. Like, when I'm cutting down for competition, I'm still training hard, so I'm still stimulating the muscle protein synthesis takes effect. I'm still building muscle, but not near at the rate that I could if I was at a caloric surplus, having enough energy to build more tissue. And that's just the name of the game. So have one primary goal and then adjust from there once you reach that goal. That is the best way to go about it, in my opinion. And change that goal. Like, that goal should be ever evolving. The goal should never be just to maintain. You hear the word, I want to find my maintenance calories. Like, why just maintain? Why would you want to just go through life in a state of mediocrity, which is kind of what I associate with maintenance? You could always be improving in some form or fashion. So when you're cutting down, you want to lose body fat, you cut down your calories a little bit. Everything else, again, there's so many other factors at play than just calories. So don't crucify me for just saying calories are all that matters, because that's not the case at all. But that's what we're talking about right now. So as you cut down for a healthy amount of time, stay within a healthy range of your calories, reach that goal. Or if you don't reach that goal, be okay with cycling back up so that you can reset your body's metabolism, reset your body's hormones, and then have a better foundation to work with to cycle back down again. And here's the main concept. Here's the big overall picture of this. Each time you go through that cycle, you're going to improve your starting point. So if I cycle down, get lean, and then cycle back up, I'm going to be able to build more muscle and start from a leaner body fat percentage the next time I cycle back down. So basically, I'm improving my starting point, whether I'm trying to build muscle or lose body fat. And that, compounded over time, each time you cycle, is how you get better and better and better and get closer and closer and closer to your goals, your long-term goals, in a sustainable fashion with whatever diet you're on. I obviously advocate keto. That's what I do. But with whatever diet you're on, that's what makes it sustainable and gives you hope for succeeding with this whole nutritional dieting thing in the first place, or what I like to call a lifestyle more so than a diet. But that is what makes this, feasible. Like, if you were to just diet forever, indefinitely, at a caloric deficit, you're going to fail. And then you're going to start yo-yo dieting and you're going to binge. And if you're at a caloric surplus indefinitely, you're just going to get fat, and that's obviously not good either. So cycling is what makes it sustainable. Again, this is not yo-yo dieting. It takes place over a much longer period of time within healthier eating window, healthier caloric range, and your body's going to respond much, much better. It's not going to tax it in a negative way whatsoever. And that is my long-winded, quick overview. That doesn't make sense. That's a contradiction. My long-winded, quick overview of sustainable dieting. Hope you enjoyed. By the way, I'm thinking about throwing kind of more of these educational, tutorial, mind thought things out there sporadically in the midst of all my daily vlogs. So let me know what you thought. Let me know if you like this, if you hate this. Let me know if you have any particular topics you'd like me to touch on, if you do like this. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.